So AI is a very weird thing. I've got one of these Osbot cameras that fall. Jesus Christ! Oh my God. Okay. Hi. Welcome to another week of DIlem-Monday, where technology just really loves us. If we weren't already 10 minutes late, we're just it's just gonna be one of those nights.
It is indeed.
Oh man, actually,
there we go. A little bit.
Boom.
Closer. Oh,
there we go. There we go. Just, yeah, it's gonna be one of those. That's okay. Welcome to DIlem-Monday, everybody. It is the 15th of September. We are already halfway through the month of September, which is wild. How we got there, I don't know, but we managed to do it somehow. So congratulations to everybody. Cliff, welcome back to DIlem-Monday.
Yes, thank you. My second appearance.
We love this for you. We love having you around. We love we've been with each other a lot lately.
Yeah, it's true. We've been doing the wedding band stuff, the just other general gigging stuff.
Absolutely.
So,
let's see if that
check.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. I'm a little bit more present now.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, it's been a pretty busy wedding season
already. Which is
nice. Already. Yeah, and we got one more wedding this weekend.
Is that
it for the year?
Yes.
Yeah, let's know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn your gain up.
It's the most weddings I have ever been to in consecutive weeks. 3 that the band plays or played, and then 2 in the same weekend that I was actually invited to. So in a period of 4 weeks, 5 weddings. I have never done that.
Yeah, it's a lot. Wow.
Yeah, no, it is. and the neat thing is none were like cookie cutters. None were exactly the same as everybody else's. So it's been pretty cool. And we'll talk a little bit more about having the Dilemma Band do a wedding versus a band, a wedding band versus a DJ, because it is completely different.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the weddings that we do, or the Dilemma Band does, they're usually, it's not a destination wedding, but it's a local,
not conventional wedding.
Yeah. And we're not a wedding band, so we're not going to give you the traditional wedding band music, but we're the band who you hire if you want a concert at your wedding and you want to just do things that are mostly unconventional and are doing something that's just unique and different. And, last week we were in New Hampshire, in the middle of nowhere, at a horse farm, and the wedding was in a paddock. They put the tent up in the paddock. So don't I sound impressive? Like I really know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's a good vocab word.
The paddock.
The paddock. Yeah, that's where they parade the horses around in the giant, like oval like dirt area. And what an amazing idea. Great view, just a gorgeous place. With this
gorgeous people,
like house on the beautiful people. Everybody, it was just a blast. Very planned out, rehearsed, but not traditional in any way. Great charcuterie. By the way, the best hummus I've ever eaten in my entire life.
The charcuterie table.
It was pretty good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That was outstanding.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Craig Riemann is an adamant lover of charcuterie.
Oh, it's the best.
He's a master of charcuterie.
If it's on the menu, it will be ordered as the appetizer for the table.
No matter how overpriced it might be on the menu.
Doesn't matter. If you have a $99 charcuterie or $110 or a $200 charcuterie board, it will be ordered.
It's probably worth it.
Now, I assume that I'll have like caviar on that, but or something extra, but whatever. So yeah, love the charcuterie. But then they had like a pizza truck.
Yeah, which was super unique.
Yeah, and it was like a buffet pizza table, with salad and cool stuff. But these guys were about the party. They approved every song. And they obviously knew what we play. It's And the coolest part about this couple was they came to watch us at an 80s gig down by Bears on 80s night that we did it at
In
Bears.
New Haven.
New Haven. Yeah. Probably one of the worst shows we've ever played.
It was pretty atrocious.
It wasn't great, but to these guys' credit, they saw some greatness within the playing, and I told them that this is not our best decade. My decade that I grew up in, obviously, is the 80s.
Decade specifying the 1980s and not the 2020s.
Correct.
Decent 2020s.
No, we do great with but in any case, great time. They hired us a year later. We played the gig, and we had 40 songs. I mean, has any wedding ever been perfectly timed like that? Everything went on schedule, like exact.
It was to the minute.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was definitely the first for me, where it just like went on time, especially with the band and everything.
We played 20 songs. It was an hour and 40 minutes. We played another 20 songs. It was an hour and 40 minutes. Like, it was exactly the way it should be. Plus, then what we did, we did have one encore. We did A Whole Lot of Love for an encore. So we played 41 songs, which, again, that's not what normal wedding bands do. They don't play 41 songs.
Yeah, it was
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Or Led Zeppelin, generally. We're playing songs from the Allman Brothers, Whipping Post. It was good before you started touching it. It doesn't matter that you're not the focal point.
Oh, that's not. No, it's more just that it keeps fucking moving.
Yeah, it's moving, and then it also it would feel better for me if I wasn't the center camera. I feel like I'm under the spotlight, but
yeah, no, everything went on time. The ceremony was on time. Every part of the food, like, these guys were like on it. And so it was a really neat wedding. And that part of New Hampshire is only 2 hours away.
Yeah, which was it wasn't that bad of a drive. Like, there was a lot of like at the very tail end there was some pretty narrow and dirt roads, but I mean that's given with a wedding that's at a farm. So
yeah, literally, guys, we had to lock the gates behind us so the horses didn't escape.
Yeah, it was quite the unload and load the car.
It was wild. But wild in like the best way possible. Loved it. Had a great time. Those guys were an absolute hoot.
Really nice people. The whole crowd was a lot of fun. And the week before, we played in Maine, but not like regular Maine, because like Cliff's from regular Maine. He's from Portland, Maine.
Yes, indeed.
The main part of Maine.
The main part of Maine, aka Southern Maine.
He's the 3-hour drive. We were a 5-hour plus drive to
that
Newry.
Was Newry, Maine, which because we're like thinking the New Hampshire one was in the middle of nowhere. Newry was like in the middle of nowhere. There was a ski resort technically across the mountain there, but
that was the only civilization for all of civilization.
Yeah, that was like the only sign of civilization. Like, if there was anything that we needed to buy in a pinch, like if we forgot something, like we weren't gonna find it.
That was not gonna happen.
It was not gonna happen. But
Dave, I know I asked Dave last week, had you ever been up in that crazy area, but you had said no, right?
Yeah, no, I'd never even been up in that part of Maine, and that's like my home state. So
I was asking Dave, Cliff.
Sorry. I thought you were talking about
it's not all about you. No,
sorry.
Just because you're sitting next to Corey, it doesn't go right now.
Jesus. I can't get
I can't hear Dave. Dave's shut off. No voice.
Is any better? Sorry.
Yeah, we got
I've only been to Maine a few times, and it's always been like on the shoreline, like the Acadia area, never further north, like the civilized parts or the extreme wilderness, which is most of the northern half.
What's the capital? Like Augusta?
Augusta is the capital. Yeah.
Is Augusta higher or where in comparison to Newry?
Augusta would be, it's further southeast. It's kind of so Augusta's about like an hour drive from Portland, heading kind of
Okay.
north.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because we told everybody we did 3 or 4 years ago. We did the Halloween Augusta show, and I don't know what I was thinking when I said yes to that deal. Because the guy said, "Look, every year it rains. It's terribly windy. The weather's awful." But he goes, "We get a ton of people there, and it'll be a blast for you." And I was like, "Well, it'll be a blast. Good. All right, we'll go." And we went, and thank God we had Johnny Nail there because, for those of you who don't know John's like 6'4", and he's a mountain man. John's big, and as the wind was just tornado like, John's holding up the whole tent for us and like making sure we can all stand there. At the same time, they were trying to break a world's record for Jason from Friday the 13th. They were trying to get the most people dressed as Jason from Friday the 13th.
It was really stupid. I'm gonna I try to be professional about these things, especially with former and current clients, but it was really stupid.
Yeah, that Halloween show, it was cold, it was rainy. They had the Jasons. Then they also had people dressed as dinosaurs running around like Godzilla.
Well, yeah, those inflatable dinosaur costumes, which are hysterical.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But there were like tons of them. And the funny thing is, when John's next to them, John's still bigger than those guys.
Oh, wow.
But no, John was great having, because it was wild. And we made it through that. But anyway, back to the Newry thing. So it's an hour further higher and more in the middle. But the venue, I think I said last week, it was a wooden castle, and it had all these great rooms in there, and the views were breathtaking, just phenomenal.
You kind of got the tail end of the White Mountains of New Hampshire. They're kind of bleeding into that part of Maine, northwestern Maine, I guess technically.
And going home, we actually went through the White Mountains because somebody left his stuff at the venue.
Yeah,
so we had to travel a half an hour back to go get that. But it gave us a really great tour through New Hampshire, on the northern part of New Hampshire, going through the White Mountains, which was really neat. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty amazing.
We ate at this cool spot, the Water Wheel, I believe, which has been there for God knows how long.
Biggest pancakes ever. I'm
gigantic.
wearing a shirt that I bought there that day. It was kind of cool. But again, that wedding was completely opposite in the sense that there kind of was no plans. It was like, let's just do it. Kind of like we're going to figure it out as we go along. And it was a blast. And again, that's the type of wedding that you hire the Dilemma for, where it's a party. It's a show. It's about the bride and groom, but you still want the Dilemma to put out a phenomenal show. And that's pretty much what they have. Now, the beauty and the magnificence of having Cliff with us is it's our show is 100% better, because when you have a true sound person, it changes everything. Plus, you know what I don't have to do to Cliff? I don't have to yell at him to get there early. On time. So normally the fight is, hey guys, we need to get there 2 hours early so we can be all packed out, everything be ready. Cliff comes 3 hours early.
I was there.
Before.
Oh wow, look at the webcam.
Yeah, the webcam.
No, it went up to the ceiling. It was weird.
Just hold it in your lap, and Corey can find another camera.
Yeah, at this point, that might not be a terrible decision.
Or just take the one out of my office and bring it there. Cliff, he gets everything set up, and as everybody in the band has noticed, I have been in a much better mood since Cliff has been playing all the gigs.
Oh, thank you. I try my best to make things go smoothly. It's like I guess, and on the topic of tonight, it's the event planning. So obviously the wedding planner has their thing, but within each aspect, like the catering, the actual ceremony, each of these people also have their own. we're doing great on or speaking of event planning, this
Everything's going wrong.
Everything's going wrong tonight. But,
love it.
But yeah, it's like every sector has their own little event planning, and as like the sound person,
you're involved with all of it.
Yeah, exactly. I end up being involved with all of it, and it's like, okay, the best thing I can do, because you never know what kind of stuff is going to come up. Like one of the things that happened at the New Hampshire wedding last weekend was we're doing sound check, right? And we're in a rush to get sound check because this wedding's on time, and it's like, okay, no sound after 4:30. So we're sound checking.
It goes to ceremony, just so I can key in. We had to have our sound check at the specific time because there was another area on the property that they were going to do the ceremony. So obviously they didn't want to hear us, doing some Grateful Dead sound check. That was not what they wanted to hear at that point. So we had a very specific time. And for those of you who know, certain members of our band don't show up on time ever, and they didn't show up on time.
It ain't me, bro.
So Cliff had an extra hard job to get stuff together.
Yeah, but what the real kicker was, so they gave us one circuit of power to run our entire PA, our entire band. It was quite the, we draw a lot of power, and basically right as we need to end the sound check, power went out, and then we couldn't sound check further after that because time was up. So it's like, oh shit. Well, and then we need to like figure out. Oh, that's right. I can't. We're on the
you can say whatever you want.
I
just like having fun with it. I think the delayed delay is even funnier than doing it the fucking right way. But that's okay.
Yeah. So, but anyways, then it was a scramble to be like, okay, how are we gonna get more power? And we figured out like, okay, maybe the power was coming from the barn and they had the ACs on in there. So no one's in the barn now. So let's turn the ACs off. Let's get another line from the sheds over here to get another circuit. And anyway, fast forward to our first song in our set. We're playing it. It's going great. I think Davey Blues was taking a super fucking awesome solo. Power goes out and it's just like, oh shit, right? What are we going to do? Because we pretty much did everything we can. And first thing I did was I went to my iPad, which I have everything mixed, and I, turned down the kick drum, I turned down the bass, because those sub-frequencies are going to consume the most power in our system. And then Craig, I think you ran to reset the circuit breaker or something.
Yeah, I ran to reset the circuit breaker, and I started using the one power conditioner direct in.
Yeah,
which I think did help out. Well, it did because it never went bad again.
Yeah, exactly. And then it never went out again. And then the show went. But
yeah, I was sitting there the whole time like, please let this have worked. Which, electricity is a weird thing. And we've had this happen. It's not the first time which is why I bring all those different power conditioners with us. It's weird how clean electricity makes a difference.
Oh, in music, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely required. But again, that's just one of those things where it's like, event planning wise, that's like something to consider, especially if you're having a live band, because there's a huge power draw.
Well, how many monitors were you using?
So we had 5 up during the sound check. I unplugged mine. We struck Michael's just to get, eliminate those 2 power. Jack needed his wedge because because
I forgot his amp.
Because Craig forgot to bring the bass amp, so he needed to hear himself playing on the bass. But so in total, we had 3 wedges on stage, plus the 2 tops, the 2 subs. Which are part of the same. It's the QSC like tower unit thing. But 2 of those, KC-12s. 3 guitar amps, like my entire rig, which definitely draws a fair amount of power on its own. But yeah, you know, quite the power draw, but thankfully we were able to make it work. And I guess that's another thing that's important about event planning is that when it's starting to not work, it's like, okay, you got to do what you can to make it work.
You gotta have a backup plan and not worry. I mean, I think the key is
the second you do start to panic and worry, everything else unravels.
Yeah, and you know, my job, you know, it's a weird job. Things like that's what I'm supposed to fix. Like,
yeah.
I'm not, you know, they're like, well, why do you need to manage it? Because there are things that I need to do. When that went out, I ran right over there. I came with an idea. I talked to the owner. Like I got that stuff done, you know?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
again, thank God I had Cliff too, but you know, it was, no one knew what was going on. Like, that's how good it was. Like that we didn't skip a beat. You know what I mean? Like that was really terrific, and everything worked out. It would have been good having a Dave.
Speaking of,
would have been great, because had we had a master of ceremony for a few minutes to just like step in there and tell some jokes so that we could get it done, it would have been awesome.
But yeah, no. Speaking of skipping a beat, fun fact: I don't know if I've ever told anybody. I have a heart murmur. Fun fact.
As of
Why
I
is
wouldn't
that
say
a
it's a
fun
fun
fact or
fact.
even necessary to tell?
I don't know. You mentioned things skipping a beat, which
how is it?
All right. So now the question is, in the topic of the podcast, how are you going to event plan around that?
don't die.
Don't die. Yeah.
Yes,
That's
thank
cool.
you, Corey, for once again
Tell
bringing.
someone before I get dental surgery that I have a heart murmur.
There we go.
Jesus! Oh my God!
Well, this took a turn.
Hopefully not for the worse, but
are we not talking about things of the heart?
Can we
Matters of the
maybe
heart?
we categorize that as
sad
an interesting fact? Is
Not
it really
literally.
fun?
you know, you're not even drinking now. Like, what's
No,
the
I'm not. This
excuse for
is, by the way, this
stupidity?
is a non-alcoholic version of the Fat Orange Cat beer, which is really good,
This is my water.
and it is actually water.
It is
I have tea.
sweet water.
Damn
Iced
right.
coffee in an unlabeled glass. I won't even show it.
But yeah, so those are the kind of weddings that we do. We you know, exotic places that are just different. And you know, people ask all the time, should you hire a band? Should you hire a DJ? What kind of band should you hire? And we tell them, you know, what you should hire us for. The one coming up this weekend is another one where it's different. It's not going to be the cookie cutter wedding. And a band is not only appropriate, you should have a band for the ones that we do. On the other hand, the weddings that we went to, now, are we going to have special guests coming on, Corey?
Yes, at some point in the evening, we will have some appearances from other people, perhaps throughout the night.
Okay, because
gonna be a fun one.
I'll explain.
Or you don't necessarily have to go into detail. We'll throw that as a surprise. But yeah, continue.
Yeah. So the other two weddings that we talked about, you know, that I went to, and the one it was just Lisa and I at, you know, it was your traditional, beautiful castle-like, gorgeous place. The normal cocktail hour, everything was first class. You know, everybody looked beautiful. It was really wonderful, and they had a DJ. Did a great job that DJ, and for the thing that they had, that the DJ was super appropriate because they like all kinds of different music. They had music for the younger people, music for everybody else. They mixed it well. They could do many different genres, and they needed to have many different genres. Where if you hire us, yeah, we'll give you some country, we'll give you some jam band.
We'll give you the Donnie and Marie special.
Who's hiring that in 2025?
A little bit country, a little bit rock and roll. No.
Yeah, not necessarily Donnie Marie. He meant the song that they used to end the show with.
I'm a little bit rock and roll.
Right. We're you know, it's going to be, yeah, we'll give you different genres, but you know, you're not getting hip hop from us. You know what I mean? You're not getting.
No.
So
Why doesn't do Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
No Weezy on my end.
No. But yeah, no, and they
again also move over to the side a little bit because we're looking at your one eye.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I think you're talking to your dad, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he's been there the whole time.
I was going to say half of your face is covered by your name.
I see myself straight.
Well, I do too. You've been married to the same woman since 1989, but that's besides the
Oh
point.
my God. You're such a loser. It's just,
Well, yeah, but you have been obscured by your name card for most of the tonight.
I don't,
And
see,
listen-
when I look at it, it seems to me that, like, from what I'm seeing, I'm right dead center in the
Move
middle.
over to your left slightly. There we go.
There you go.
And Cliff
If
and
it's
Chloe's
possible
camera's
to
been
angle
weird.
your webcam down as well.
Might be
Like,
asking
mine's
a
the
lot.
only view that's been regular the whole night, so I'm going to change that here. Hey, it rotated with me. This is a smart laptop.
All right, there we go.
God
There we
bless.
go.
But yeah, so that wedding, it was a really classy wedding. And I want to thank those the people that gave speeches, because I have found, and all 4 weddings so far, and please don't let me be jinxing the one that we're doing this weekend, the speeches were nice. They were actually worth listening to.
Tasteful.
Right. They weren't run-on sentence after run-on sentence about, you know, I really don't care.
that we got drunk in the park?
Oh my God.
And nothing really happened, but we got drunk in the park.
If I got to tell you, I want to strangle when those speeches start, when it's like that. And I have been to many a wedding where 45 minutes are lost. This wedding couple spent all this money and planned this thing for their whole life, and they allow people to talk that they don't vet their speeches. And I got to tell you, like, you
Actually,
can ruin a wedding because of the dopes that speak.
Does anyone know who what's Charlotte Dobre is?
No.
So Charlotte Dobre has made a career of going on, like, reading like Reddit posts of like the "Am I the asshole" posts of like wedding stuff. Speaking of not assholes.
Oh,
That's an entrance.
Hello, Steph.
I
Hello,
am not an
Steph.
asshole.
You are not an asshole. Steph, do you know who Charlotte Dobre is?
Dobre. I feel like I know a Dobre, but not that one.
So
No.
Charlotte Dobre has made a career of going on Reddit feeds like Am I the asshole pages, and some of the things that people do at other people's weddings
Oh.
it's ridiculous. And yeah, what the people that give speeches, the mothers of brides or grooms coming in white wedding gowns.
Yeah, what the hell is that? It's not your day.
Hmm.
The hell is that?
Anyone else wearing white besides the bride, and maybe if the bride wants the groom? No.
Well, I hope the bride wants the groom. Otherwise, the first night
To wear white. Jesus Christ.
I'm
That's
just
true.
saying. But
Yeah, it's a problem.
no, I like I said, when I want to compliment so the first wedding that I went to in New York, great speeches. I enjoyed them. I learned a lot about the couple. I learned about their friends, but it was succinct, no more than 3 to 4 minutes, maybe 4.5 at most. Everybody gave a lovely, sweet speech. Nice. I enjoyed it. Now, the irony was the person that I'm sitting next to at the table, who I hadn't seen in maybe 20 years, gave a best man speech to the person's father who we were at the wedding for. He gave one of the worst speeches in the history of best manhood. More, he and his then wife, and as I say, then wife, who happened to have been, now he's a doctor and she was a stripper. So I know, Dave, it sounds like a joke you would be telling.
Honestly, it sounds like a Hulu series.
But picture a wedding and the guy giving the best man speech and the wife, who I told you her profession, also announced that she wasn't wearing underwear to everyone there. She is heckling him as he's giving the speech. She had to be escorted out of the
I thought
wedding.
she was a stripper, not an escort.
Okay, you're not funny. Leave the jokes to Dave, please. So yeah, I was sitting there next to Lisa, and I'm like, boy, this is great. Listen to these speeches versus I keep looking at Dr. Mark, and I'm like,
boy, is that great.
We just watched Animal House, by the way. So that's what Corey's referencing.
Oh boy.
Fat, dumb, and stupid your whole life is just not a good way to live. Yes. So the first wedding, as I said, fantastic. The food was great place. Everything was organized. Lovely time. And again, speeches. All of you are having a wedding. Vet your speakers. Tell them how long they have.
So I will tell you this. I recently, and we might be getting an appearance from this now married couple. I tried to get my speech vetted, but they did not want to read it. They wanted to be surprised when I gave it, and that terrified me. That absolutely terrified me. And I was like, oh God, I hope I'm not going to say, like, because I wrote it. I don't like like we said, I don't like the embarrassing speeches at weddings. That's not the time for that. That's for the bachelorette party. Maybe the Jack and Jill if you're doing one of those. But like, a wedding's supposed to be at least a little classy.
Wait, Dave was saying something.
Doesn't that kind of just mean they trust you, or do you think there was some other reason they weren't vetting?
No, they actually did trust me, which I really appreciated.
I mean, Corey, despite the horrible things that you say on this show and other times,
probably weren't going to be in the speech anyway.
Right. You're actually a phenomenal writer. Anybody that's ever read some of the stuff that you put out there, even on Facebook, sometimes when someone passes or something, you're an eloquent writer. I mean, that is one of your strongest.
I do have a penchant for obituaries. So getting to write a wedding speech was a very nice departure for once.
But my point is, I would trust you. And as you know, I don't trust you at work. I check everything you put through for many good reasons.
I have the one Jewish mother who was not disappointed that when I became a musician, she wasn't disappointed that I didn't become a doctor or a lawyer. She was disappointed I did not become a writer.
Well, you certainly had the handwriting for a doctor or a lawyer, because your handwriting's god awful.
I learned it from you. All right. I learned from watching you.
My handwriting's horrific.
Does anyone remember that commercial?
Yeah, I'm surprised you do. I don't think they aired it in the 90s. Did you see that on YouTube?
No, I've seen parodies of it, but who taught you to do this stuff?
Yeah, that was
you, all right. I learned from watching you.
Yeah,
but
domestic, heavily mocked.
But yeah, I would absolutely trust you to do a best man speech as the couple who might be coming on. It did trust you. That I would trust you with, because you're very eloquent and that kind of thing. And to be honest, you did a fantastic job. I was very proud of you. Your mother and I were like, wow, he did a great job. So you did not let me down on that. And again, they too, all the speeches were wonderful. I love the father of the bride speech when he said, I had no idea what she saw in you, Andrew. I kind of still don't, but it works. That was fantastic.
That's wild.
But as I've told all of you many times, when we asked my father-in-law if I could marry Lisa, his first remark was, why? And it came out so fast. He wasn't kidding.
No, it was... knowing who that man was, I can hear it in his voice too.
I think
not often
about your heart.
Voice.
I think his heart went kaboom. It was not a good thing. But I remember when I told him what my career was going to be in sales, and he's like, "You're selling trinkets, trinkets." I was like, "Yeah, well, these trinkets made me some good money over the years. So I didn't do so bad, It was all
Your
right."
daughter didn't starve.
Yeah, your daughter did not starve. She does not starve. And anybody that's ever come over our house for dinner, you do not starve.
I can confirm.
I can double it. I was a groomsman in my friend's wedding a couple of years ago, and the speech was good. It wasn't like rambly or inappropriate. It was good. It was interesting. It was engaging, but it was 17 minutes long. And the reason I remember that is because I was recording it. Not knowing this in advance, I decided to try to get as close as I could to the staging area. So I'm kind of standing behind a table, crouching, which takes a toll on your blood flow after less than 17 minutes. Yes. I was away from my table for so long. The attendant who like takes your order, like which food option you had to find, people had to direct him all the way across the room because the chair was empty. Like, where's the guy who's sitting here? Oh, he's over. He had to come over in the middle of me recording the speech so I could give him my food order. That's so, yeah, that was a little lengthy.
Yeah, no, Steph, have you ever had to give?
That's an oxymoron. A little lengthy.
No, I have. In fact, I can't remember the last time. I'm gonna be honest. Other than doing a wedding with you guys, I can't remember the last time I was at a wedding. Maybe when I was like, I want to say when I was like a little kid.
Really?
Oh, okay.
I haven't been to any weddings recently now.
Because I've seen you at weddings, but yes, you were performing at it with the Dilemma. Yeah. The last one, what was it? At the Milford Yacht Club, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And that was another really interesting wedding. They were already married before no one knew it, but they were already married at that deal.
Yeah.
So it was, and again, that's the type of, we were there to be a party. We were the center of the thing. The bride and groom, obviously we're the bride and groom, but they were there for a concert, and it was a blast and a lot of fun. It was if anybody's ever been to the Milford Yacht Club, it's gorgeous, right on the water. It was a really good time. Parking is very hard there, though. I will say that.
Yeah, I know the area is you don't park and get an Uber or something. It's
yeah, right. Go park like 20 miles away and get an Uber to get there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely a thing, and it's funny. The other part of weddings now are the day before wedding party.
I love
that. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
And whereas we say to people a lot of times, we're not the wedding band that you should choose because we're the unwedding wedding band. The night before party, we are, and it's funny, last year, remember, we did a ton of those. This year we've done none of those, but this year we're doing all these weddings. And the other night, last week, we got booked for 3 more weddings this year. Like all of a sudden we've become the chic wedding band for these weird, but last year we did like 6 or 7 of those night before wedding deals or day before wedding deals. And they're a lot of fun because there's no pressure, and they can't get that drunk because the next day is the real wedding.
Right.
Whereas I will say this, the wedding that we did last weekend, by the end of the night, thank God they had the bus come to pick everybody up because I don't think that no one was driving home. No one should have been driving home at the end of that night. So I like those night before deals. And yes, if you go to a wedding, take the bus, stay at the hotel the night before or the night of. Please, you're drinking a lot. You're having a good time. Keep it as a good time and take the bus.
Because you don't want to be that one person who's not in the bridal party and who has to end up staying with the bridal party in the place where the bridal party is staying. Like, cause that's just like when you're like one of those friends who like got the invitation because you had to get invited. And that's like the other fun part about this. Trying to
well, you're the option C.
Well,
Enough people said no, but you already paid for X amount.
That's the same category there. So with that in mind, like, you know, so it's already like an awkward situation, but like I have to imagine, and one of the fun things as being a wedding vendor is trying to figure out who is who here. Who is that third cousin who you had to invite that like, and then like, you know, and you thought, and like that person actually thinks they're probably like close to this person. And then, you know, and then you accidentally end up staying with the bridal party that did not want you there because you took too many shots of bourbon throughout the evening.
Does cousin Vinny really have to come? Really? Mom, Dad, what is
my God, this week. So again, we're in the middle of nowhere, New Hampshire, right? We're on a freaking horse farm. There is no signal. There is no service. We are again in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the night. Someone lost their key fob to their car.
I wasn't even aware of that. Did they end up finding it?
No.
What?
Oh, they lost their key fob. And his wife, I don't know if she's still his wife.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Because those two are what made me think of this. Like, imagine being that couple, because everyone else is staying at this farm that weekend. They're all staying.
There was a few people staying at the farm. You know what was actually really cool about this last weekend? I mean, everything was really neat. I've got to say, everything was really cool. But their caterer was from North Carolina. The person that was arranging it, and I guess they were friends, but they were doing another wedding this weekend. They were kind of the opposite of us. They were doing the Portland, Maine area from where Cliff's from. Uh-huh. They were going up there, so they kind of made it like a honeymoon, not honeymoon, but a anniversary celebration. So during the week, because they had a camper kind of van, so they were going up there and they were having a blast, and they were doing, you know, getting paid as they were doing it. And by the way, we should have taken their names down, because if you want your affair to go on time, every little piece of it, those two did such a good job. It was a husband and wife team, and nothing was off schedule. I mean, you guys know I like punctuality. I love punctuality. I get very annoyed with non-punctuality. I had such a good time dealing with them. Everything. And if I asked for something, it was done. And even like when the electricity went off, they were helping me. We went down, 100 feet in the brush by the barn area to find the stuff. It wasn't just me lonely there. Like, someone was helping me actually make things right. So great caterers. And the week before, the catering person, the person in charge, she was wonderful too. Really did a great job.
She was fluid with everything. It was good. Made it happen. So nice. So very nice.
And you know what else? The other thing, because we've done a lot of weddings over the years, and like we said, we do these weird ones, but not weird, but they're not the cookie cutter wedding. Sometimes they forget that the band, got there at 1:00 in the afternoon and we're playing till midnight, and they forget that we need to eat. Like, that's very important. These guys made sure we were taken care of. In fact, they said, you're not going last. We're going to put you kind of in the middle. After the immediate family, mom, dad, and bridal party, you guys get the food next. So that way you can sit down and enjoy it for a little while before you have to play. Which, how nice is that?
Yeah, like actually thinking with logistics in mind. Yeah. Like, my God.
Yeah,
that's nice.
It was incredibly helpful. Because there's nothing worse than scoffing down a meal and then going up to play.
Well, especially like pizza.
Yeah, especially pizza, because that's like cheesy.
And you know what else they did in this couple? They had an individual envelope for each member of the band for their tip. So it wasn't me just like throwing $100 bills at the end of the night. They just gave it to me. There was an envelope for each person. They took the time to put that together, which was really nice.
Yeah.
Now the week before was really, really nice because they gave us a lot of $100 bills to hand out to everybody at the end of the night. that was extraordinarily nice.
Was that the stripper wedding?
No, no.
Those would be singles.
Okay. Now this leads me to another part of the weddings the last two weddings. First of all, every bride is beautiful, but these young ladies were extremely pretty, lovely girls, and their wedding dresses were perfect.
Were they dresses?
Beautiful. No, I'm talking about the actual dress.
Oh, so yeah.
I haven't gone to the other part.
Oh my God, her the dress she wore for the set was gorgeous. She had the buttons.
Both young ladies,
buttons down the back, the up to the like elbow.
Gorgeous.
Like, oh my God, gorgeous.
Everything that you want to see in a beautiful bride. Now, the change. I sent Lisa a message when the change happened in each one of these weddings. And again, these are beautiful girls. They came out in what I would consider lingerie.
Yes, these were not dresses. These were
the I'm having a blast at my wedding, and it's like New Year's Eve, but even better.
No, people are more on New Year's Eve.
I was like, wow. I'm texting to Lisa. Wow. Can you imagine if you came out in this outfit? You would have looked so good. Your mother would have killed me and you, and you would never, we wouldn't have been together after
okay. That. Y'all remember the dress that Princess Leia wears in Return of the Jedi? The metal bikini with the little skirt hanging down the front and the back?
Yeah.
That was this.
That.
It was that, and what it was. No, excuse me.
You're exaggerating.
Carrie Fisher wore more than this one.
No.
It was like two other straps down the front.
No. Okay. All right.
This is a tall tale over here.
Yeah, Cliff and I were at the wedding too. It did look like though I was at the fashion show for Victoria's Secrets. I will definitely tell you that.
It looks like she took off her dress and kept whatever else was on.
Or, yeah, I mean, yes. and beautiful girls. They were stunning looking young ladies besides. So if they didn't have all eyes on them prior, they did after that. There was no one not noticing every move they made after that. So now I will tell you the two weddings that I went to, not where we were playing, where they did the traditional DJs and country club and that, the young ladies did not do that. They stayed traditional.
Stunning and classy.
Yes. I personally like the other two for that side there. Mike Lenosa turns over to me. He's like, wow, that's yeah.
He would make a comment, yes.
That's a singular piece of cloth.
But here's the difference between and Tara, if you're listening, I want you to know that Jack is the good boy of the group. Jack's like, I didn't even notice anything. And Corey and I are like, how the hell did you
how did you not?
So yes, Jack is Tara. You have a good man. Jack didn't even
stand by
and he wasn't just doing
man.
like Dave kind of humor where he's holding back on it with the joke. Like Jack was dead serious. I didn't even see it.
The man had a job to do. He was doing his job.
He was locked into the groove.
He was, and she was not locked into much.
I was wondering if when the DJ did the announcement was like for the couple's first dance, if it was along the lines of "Don't forget to take care of your waitstaff." Now, please welcome for the first time as an official couple, Mr. and Mrs. Cinnamon.
Yeah, no, the wedding was not at the Peppermint Hippo, but that's okay.
Hey, it's starting to sound like it might have been.
That was the strip club from South Park, right? The Peppermint. Yes. That was the strip club from South Park, the Peppermint Hippo.
Yeah, but I
was trying to remember what
do
that
want
was
to say
from.
the all the way, like, again, and the speeches at this wedding were beautiful. Everybody was just nice, and you can't have nicer people to deal with than what we've, and like I said, the other two weddings that I went to, and if Andrew and Shani do come on at some point, everything was arranged very nicely too. Like they took time, and I want to say this too.
They hand wrote all of their thank yous, and that was what was your place card on the table. These were hand written. There were like 300 people at this wedding.
Yeah,
this
no,
was
Andrew's
large
wedding,
and that is 300 notes.
That's nice.
And it was absolutely personalized, handwritten, personalized. And thank God it was the bride who hand wrote them, not the groom, because his handwriting is not better than Corey nor mine. So
actually, you know what? There are a lot of things. There's a lot of things you can make fun of him for. Actually, his handwriting is not one of them. He actually does have decent handwriting.
Oh, so it is not like yours and mine.
No.
Yours and mine are. And yours is even worse than mine, which is so.
No, I don't know. I think we both are a little special in our own special way.
I don't know.
You guys will need to check out my handwriting at some point. Mine is.
Oh no! Actually, you put me to shame.
Yeah, my handwriting is like actual 5-year-old handwriting. Not even
I was gonna say I have the handwriting of a third grader. You might have first grade.
Yeah, it's actually
it's
funny.
A dilemma.
So I was visiting my family over the summer, and we were going through like old homework assignments and stuff. She'd be like, "Oh, remember this one?" And there was literally assignments from like 4th grade, 3rd grade, where that my handwriting was better then than it is currently. I'm not even kidding. Like it was.
Well, because they still have you working on penmanship then.
Yeah, exactly.
And they were grading it.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Nobody grades your penmanship today.
No.
Yeah. So now it's just.
I will also say, and again, I don't know with Dave how much you had to do because my age, I am significantly older than you too. Everything we did was script.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it was, not all of it, but they encouraged. It was like you had to write certain things in cursive.
Yeah, when I was in school, it was, and remember, I sort of predate computer. When I was in college, the top computer in the world was a Commodore 64. Okay, need I say anymore? I was using an Atari. Remember the game system? I had a computer thing at the very end too that I can use as a word processing part of it. But so I really predate computers. So we actually had to do the work. We actually had to like handwrite in script.
So want to know why I got annoyed to a degree?
Why?
Because we were I feel like the last of the true like cursive penmanship. Like
yeah,
it was, and then we ended up never having to use it because now we're typing. Yeah, we had to learn it and never got to apply it. So what might have been my shorthand was basically my own. I had to come up with my own shorthand.
Well, Corey, when you get married someday, you can write 300 thank you notes. Fly it then.
I'll have to send someone with them as well to decrypt, to decode and uncrypt all of it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, send a thank you note to your penmanship teacher by the wedding, and have them also be the decoder too. So
you can have like goodie bags with a cryptex in them that decode what you wrote.
Yeah, thank God I had Lisa. And thank God that I married Lisa just because the Riemans, well, one specific Riemann who's not a Riemann anymore, that side of the family, she does not write thank you notes, has never written a thank you note.
Wow.
And where my wife absolutely does, but no, my sister was never one for thank you notes. My mother ended up, because she was so embarrassed that Allison didn't write it, that she ended up writing some of my sister's thank you notes, at least to her friends.
And Andrew, I
Um,
absolutely agree. Andrew.
I'm not seeing.
No. It's the. Look at your screen. It's not on your phone.
Yes.
It's another Andrew.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what we were doing. But yeah, no, I mean, it is something. Like I said, Andrew's stuff was phenomenal. That, it was pre-done, it was personalized, it was and really sweet. It was really nice. Yeah, and that night before, I wasn't at the Andrews night before because I was at the other wedding, but the Omni Parker House, again, it's a magnificent storied hotel. We talked about it last week. Pretty much in the heart of Boston, across from, right on the Freedom Trail. It had some. And what was that bar we went to late in the night, Corey?
Oh, we went to the oh my God, why am I blanking on the name? Oh my God, I just found the T-shirt from it the other day. The Beantown Pub. The Beantown Pub.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Are you conjuring magic, Dave?
No, I'm sorry. I just found it weird that the camera's blurring the glass in my hand so that it looks like the coffee is floating in midair. That was a little strange.
Actually did look like that. I was like conjuring some cool stuff there.
The cauldron.
It's the devil.
Yeah. So this is my son though. 2 days of eating and drinking, and we're at that Beantown Pub, and we're there until pretty much last call. They pretty much threw us out.
They let us probably stay a little longer because we were clearly all a wedding party. The bride and groom came in. She came in her dress. She
did, and it was cool. But so that we all leave. Corey and Mara, Andrew's
the sister of the groom,
they decide to go hang out even longer.
in the listen. We were in the lobby. We were eating Taco Bell and drinking cheap Moscato until probably 4 a.m. What
the hell does that?
Rock stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like the memories you have of weddings and events in general like that are the unplanned ones. Like those are the parts that like you feel like, and not to say that the rest isn't fully memorable, but like, you know what? I will never forget eating Taco Bell and drinking cheap Moscato in the lobby of the Parker House. Like this again, this really nice upscale hotel. I am eating Taco Bell in the lobby at like 4 a.m.
I want to there. And I
like I
sit
said,
there.
It was a great time.
And just think about it. John Kennedy was probably there with Marilyn Monroe at some point. So,
probably.
So one of the
eating Taco Bell.
Yes.
Yeah, no. One of the great stories of John Kennedy's bachelor party.
Oh, why did I
at that hotel? So, and their night before party was in the media room of the Parker House Hotel, which is where all of the Kennedy every Kennedy event happened. That's where they ran all of the Kennedy campaigns out of. That's where Jack had his bachelor party, all sorts of things. Now, there's a few windows that lead out to an alley. This is a Kennedy affair, so the liquor is probably flowing. Somebody dares one of the groomsmen to go
since
jump.
the old man was a bootlegger.
For the love of God and all that is holy, can you let me finish a story? Jesus fucking
No, because it's longer than hell. I can't take it. It's like
it's longer than it would have been. I would have
speech.
been done by now. The story would have been over. But now I'm going to continue. So there is one of the groomsmen was dared to jump out the window. The son of a bitch did it, probably broke his leg, and hobbled his ass back up the stairs to the party.
That's dedication.
I thought.
What was the point of telling me this story that I don't give a shit about?
Was that like Steve-O's grandfather?
Yeah, probably. Ask not what your groomsmen could do for you. Ask what you can do for your groomsmen, which should have been called a fucking ambulance.
All right. Well, thank you for that bit of horrible knowledge that
I'm
no
sure
one
some
cares
alcohol was involved in that, and the lack of decision to do the right thing afterwards.
I whatever. I don't even know what to tell you. I went to some weddings though where my one friend, I'll leave this because every once in a while I see that his ex-wife will turn on this this show. So at the end of a Jewish wedding, you have to break the glass.
That's at the end?
Yeah, it's right at the end of the ceremony.
At the end of the ceremony.
Yes,
okay.
End of the ceremony, break the glass.
I thought
So, most times they have like a light bulb for you to drink, to break,
Yeah.
or something very nice and light. Well,
Like
this
a
wedding had
like a wine glass, like a thin nothing.
but it's
glass.
a light bulb a lot of times, and it's wrapped in aluminum foil, and you put it down there. And hell, I recall not even paying attention to the wedding as the rabbi was giving me the I do's and everything else. I'm like, I am not going to miss this thing. I am going to break this damn thing, and no one's going to ever say I didn't, get it on the first shot and I didn't do right. But my one friend, I don't know what the hell these people were thinking, but they gave him a shot glass to break. A heavy glass, shot glass. And he goes to like slam it like all, dudes are going to try to do. His knee, his leg, he probably had a stress fracture from it.
Oh.
And you could tell how that wedding was going to go from that point on. It was doomed. He got home from the honeymoon. And most people at the end of their honeymoon, people joke, you make fun of your wife, the wife makes fun of you a little bit. There's some joking about it. And we actually were at a bachelor party because, you get in that certain age where all your friends are getting married at a certain period of time and you just start going to weddings every week. And he's telling me about everything he hates about her at this point. And I'm sitting there like, dude, he's telling me the truth. Like, this isn't kidding anymore.
Yeah, it's not even like cute. Like, oh, I can't stand it. She snores.
Where it wasn't even funny anymore as these strippers were, in front of us. And he said, I'm realizing he's serious right now. This is terrible. Needless to say, they were divorced in about 3 months.
Wow.
It was one of the shorter marriages of all time.
Kind of impressive.
Yeah, that's a world record or something.
Yeah, I know. So I guess the moral to the story, if you are doing the Jewish thing, I would check that to make sure that it's like a light bulb or a wine glass and that someone really didn't like you put a shot glass there to
hell, put a plastic cup.
Anything that makes
better noise.
Put a whoopee cushion. I don't care. Make it look like a damn thing.
Isn't this supposed to be glass? A glass whoopee cushion sounds awful.
It's an invention I need to come up with. It'll be a big seller.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so Dave, have you gone to any of these memorable ones where like just everything went wrong or it was just like perfect?
Most of the weddings I've been to, there've not really been any disasters or anything. Minor screw ups, just like glitches with the DJ that were resolved. I did attend one, it's probably like 20 years ago, where the groom was like already really into someone else who was there. No, because they were like coworkers and friends. But like a month later, it came out that they should have cut this off before the actual wedding went through.
My God.
To my knowledge, he is still to this day with the other woman, so it was just like,
okay.
Wow.
But they did have a
got
wedding.
out of that one.
The bride was completely unconscious at the end of the night from drinking too much.
Jeez.
But I had a good time.
I remember going to the rehearsal dinner, the night before dinner, and this is Lisa going to get mad at me on this one, but it's fun. So we're at this place and they had Beringer White Zinfandel wine, which for some godforsaken reason my wife likes White Zinfandel. She likes cheap sweet wine. So anyway, I took like one little pour and I noticed that, 20, 30 minutes later, the bottle's gone. I figured maybe someone else might have had some. Second bottle gets over there. I take a little bit. And again, this bottle is miraculously gone in like 10 minutes. Third bottle. And then I start realizing who is drinking all this wine. Lisa Joyce Riemann is drinking this wine.
Wow.
Yes, for those of you who know Lisa now, that is not the same Lisa I knew when we were young and fun. This girl could down some wine. For those of you who don't know my wife's maiden name, it is Mar. Lisa Joyce Mahar. So
please don't do the fake accent.
So she could drink a little bit in her day.
Another fun wedding I went to, among other memories, probably the only wedding I think I ever went to where part of the evening involved me being dragged while lying on my back on the dance floor by an extended arm by a girl who wasn't interested in the fact that I wasn't interested in dancing. She was going to have the dance. And she is proved to be very strong and not much than I realized. I was like, all right, I guess this is happening. Okay.
That's funny.
Oh my God.
I, as I said, I think I said it last week. I was at weddings with my father-in-law who, for whatever reason, this man who didn't speak, who was an accountant, who really didn't make much sound or anything, him and his chicken dance. I don't know what the hell would happen with this man with the chicken dance.
Sometimes songs are just oddly intoxicating, even
yes. And you know what it's like to have the fun of having to firemen carry your father-in-law up to his hotel room. I think I took such great credit. It's just pleasure. Now I was like, yes, this is supposed to be the other way around. Not me carrying my father-in-law up. Fireman's carried to the Hampton.
By the way, I'm assuming we're going to go a little later than because we didn't start on time.
Whatever.
Did you say other people are coming?
Hopefully I might send them a text.
Yeah, they might have thrown a very good wedding, but punctual and actually showing up are not his strong point. Yeah, it's weddings are fun, and planning a party. I used to laugh at people when they'd say the stress and the angst that they were having over these parties, because I guess I really didn't do anything for my wedding. I showed up. I put on the tuxedo. I saw the girl with the long white fingernails and the white outfit and said, I do.
Didn't my mother say jokingly to you, "Oh, I'll see you at the wedding. I'm going to be the one wearing white."
Yes, I just told that 1 second ago.
Well, no, you know, but you didn't.
She was with her long white fingernails. You meant that's how I would recognize her. Like I wouldn't have recognized her. But I didn't do anything was my point. I really didn't have much to do at the wedding because she did everything with her mother. And I used to I didn't understand how much pressure there is to put on one of these parties. And until I had to do a bar mitzvah and a bat mitzvah, which is nowhere near what a wedding is. Although some will say
a hormonal 13-year-old is not exactly easy to deal with.
Well, I'd also say some of the bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah that we put on, someone is well beyond what many weddings will ever be. we went completely overboard and crazy, but what do you expect? I'm a New York Jew.
13 guitars, one for each ear.
Yeah.
So this is actually before I started playing guitar my bar mitzvah.
Oh, harmonicas then.
It's true.
But the next year, your band played.
I did not play guitar, but yes.
You didn't play guitar, but you were in the band.
I did have a band.
And the band played. They did play. We had a real DJ too. It wasn't just we weren't being cheap.
We played 4 songs.
I was about to ask Corey how he got the gig, but I know now.
Oh my God! Look who's here.
Oh,
Diamond.
that's what we were talking about.
Mr.
Yes.
and Mrs. Diamond. Welcome.
This is us.
Andrew, I know this is a return to DIlem-Monday, but Shani, Mrs. Diamond, welcome to DIlem-Monday.
Thank you so much. We're excited to be here.
Exactly. Dave and Steph, nice to meet you. Just so you know who we are cute newlyweds.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Cliff, I don't think we've met before, dude.
Yeah, no, we haven't. Nice to meet you guys, and congrats on the wedding and everything.
Okay, nice. What'd you say?
I was just saying we were kind of going over the planning and how I used to be such a jerk about that when people would tell me how how stressful it was to put a wedding together and
there we go.
There we are. Well, not we, that's them.
Wait, this is hilarious.
I recall, how many wedding halls did you two look at before you chose the country club?
Oh
so ask Shani, because I only went to a couple.
So many, like at least 10.
No,
probably
more.
Double.
No,
I don't know.
First you have to define look at. Now, are we considering?
You went there and you looked at it.
Okay. Because we considered like hundreds, but if you actually are asking how many Shani or I physically went to, wait, let me ask you this: does it include multiple trips to single venues?
Oh yes, that's absolutely. Multiple trips is absolutely part of this. Sure,
because that happened many times.
Right, it felt like a part-time job. I feel like planning this wedding.
What's the number?
I don't know. At least, like, conservatively, like, downplaying it, 10.
I think 20.
Probably, like, closer to 20.
I think 20.
Yeah. I don't know.
Wow.
But we were kind of in a hard situation because I'm from California, so we knew everyone was going to be flying. And Andrew's such a nature boy that we wanted it to be something that, like, felt green and kind of, like, lots of kind of, like, open space. And we were like, oh, but we need to find something close to an airport. So I feel like we had all these factors that we're like, it needs to be close to an airport, but we also want it to be like scenic and naturey. So I feel like that was kind of hard.
And how did Shani do? How did she do on the venue selection?
Shani did phenomenal.
Magnificent. I was saying, I've been to 4 weddings in 3 weeks now. And 2 I was invited to, and 2, Corey, I was part of the band situation, and we have 1 more next week. And I as I told you both, one of the things I enjoyed was the speeches. I said, because we were the first part, I don't know if you listened at all to the first segment, was a lot of weddings. The weddings get so destroyed by the terrible speeches some people give.
Yeah.
And they take too long. And I felt that, first of all, Shani, your brother's speech was beautiful. It was so, oh my God, the tears were coming down. And I gave Corey some credit that he did a very good job. Your dad made me laugh, especially when he made fun of Andrew. That was hysterical to me.
Andrew, your dad made me laugh when he made fun of you as well.
Happy to hear it.
But no, you guys, beautiful, wonderful setting, and we talked about the weddings also, that it's a good thing that people do take the bus, because there is a lot of drinking going on, right? A lot of drinking on. That was the after party we discussed.
That was not the one I meant to share, but that's whoops. Actually, I did find Andrew and Shani, we did mention. So first of all, actually, yeah, the night before party was great. The actual ceremony and party was great. The after party was great. And then, yes, I did find in my files here, if I can find it again, we mentioned Mara and I, our excursion.
My sister, for context.
Yes.
Oh, Taco Bell.
4 a.m. Taco Bell and cheap Moscato in the lobby.
Yes. Yes.
That's amazing.
And tell us, what lobby are you in? Is it of any historical significance?
Yes.
Oh, no, don't do this again, please.
Oh, we lost Dave. We lost Dave. Where's Dave? That's okay. No, yeah, but yeah, it was cool. It was very cool. Like, I'm like,
we mentioned it was the Omni Parker house. Yes.
Like, I knowing that the ghost of like Charles Dickens is probably like watching me eat Taco Bell. Love that. Haunted
Exactly.
hotel. All the haunted hotel for watching me eat Taco Bell with your sister at 4 a.m.
But one of the other things that we were talking about with this show was the type of weddings that the Dilemma Band does versus the traditional wedding. And you guys had a very traditional wedding, and it was very planned out. You did exactly what you wanted to do. And the wedding that I had gone to the night before was also a traditional. The DJ, everything was first class, white gloves, sir. Just everything was really, really nice. The weddings that we do or the band does per se, we're giving a show. It's a concert. Yeah, they want to have a concert, and we're not. Like we said, it was at a paddock. It was at a horse paddock this weekend. They put a tent on the horse paddock.
What's a horse paddock? And by the way, I was kidding about it.
Very beautiful. It must be like that sounds like a beautiful.
It was gorgeous and magnificent. In the middle of New Hampshire, nowhere. It was phenomenal wedding. It was beautiful, under a tent with the lights. It was fantastic.
I was kidding, by the way, just as a disclaimer. I was kidding.
Oh, you know what a paddock is?
But I know. I wasn't kidding. I don't know what a paddock is.
So a paddock, when you watch the horses in the octangular circle area, the dirt area where they parade the horses and teach them how to parade around, that's called a paddock.
Oh, that's so unique to have a wedding and in that kind of event.
It was the first time anybody had ever used that particular area, and it was brilliant. It was fantastic, and like I said, that's the type of weddings that we do. The it's not a destination, but it's like the stay home vacation destination. Yes. Those are the weddings that we do. And the one that we did the weekend before at this castle in the middle of nowhere, this wooden castle looking out at the White Mountains was phenomenal. But again, it's not for everybody. Andrew, your mother would not like the weddings that the Dilemma does.
She would hate it. I'm sure.
Yes. Tell everybody why your mother said no to one of the venues. What did it say on the bathroom door?
Having to do with signage in the restrooms.
Oh, it was the ladies and gents. Is that what you?
Yes.
Andrew's.
I don't know. I guess because it's because Shania and I are very high class individuals. You have to remember. We come from the bourgeoisie of Avon and LA, and so for there to be an abbreviation of gentlemen on the bathroom was just an atrocious reflection of our family heritage.
Makes sense to me.
For those who don't know Andrew, he's kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I have. There you go.
Oh, look at this. I guess fitting with the horse theme. This was us on our horses during our honeymoon.
But yeah, we were in Vermont. I guess I was gonna say mini moon, but it wasn't that mini.
It was a week long, so it was mini geographically because we were in Vermont, and it wasn't like we were going out to the Bahamas or Europe. But
it was like a honey waxing crescent.
Yes, exactly.
You understood what that meant?
Yes. It wasn't a full moon. It was a waxing crescent.
Okay, whatever.
I'm gonna take that one.
Listen, get with the phases of the moon, my man.
Well, here's what I will tell you. New England in the summer and fall, it's one of the most beautiful places on earth. For those of you in the rest of the country that don't know, like I said, our drive home the other day from Maine, when we came home, and it was so magnificent going through the White Mountains in New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah.
It was spectacular. And and looking at that in Newry, that the view of the White Mountains from that castle, it was spectacular. I mean, I personally would love to have my kids have weddings there. It was that. Plus, they had 17 rooms inside there with jacuzzi tubs and stuff like that.
Wow.
So they rented the place for 3 days. The dad actually the the bride's dad was telling me,
Father
he's
of
like,
the groom.
father of the bride.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, you can rent this place out. This doesn't have anything to do with the catering or anything else, but it was, and this, maybe to some people would sound like a lot of money. To me, it sounded very inexpensive. It was only $10,000 for 3 days. And there's 17 rooms, so people can stay there.
Yeah, you're getting access to a full mansion.
Value.
Yeah, no, the value of that is phenomenal.
Now, remember, that doesn't include any of the food or the catering or anything. That's just to rent the place. And that's the other difference in the weddings that we did versus like your wedding and the Hallsburg wedding that I went to the night before. These guys, it was about the place, that it was this different kind of unique deal, and they were much smaller weddings, the ones that that like the Dilemma Band would do. These weddings had under 100 people. Okay,
but then when you have under 100 people, what we found with the venues we were looking at is we really liked the smaller venues, so it just gives you more freedom to do something unique.
Correct. So that's how they could do these things. But where your wedding was food magnificence. I mean, like, look,
my God.
Thank you.
That
the
steak
food was all about. The weddings that we did.
We've been to those weddings where the food is like dry catering hall food. No, that steak was succulent.
No, the food at your wedding was phenomenal. Liquor was top shelf. It was great. But that's the difference. The weddings that we do, they hire a secondary service to do the catering, and they usually hire like friends to be the bartenders, and they buy all the liquor themselves.
But that's fun in itself. It's a different experience.
Yeah, there's so many ways to do it. I agree.
Yeah, it's a total. But that's why you would hire the Dilemma Band for that. It's a different type of wedding. It's not the same. When you have 250 to 300 people and it's at a magnificent golf course, it's about the food. It's about these guys, the weddings that we do, and the food's great. It's just, it was a pizza buffet out of a truck. You know what I mean? And it was terrific. And the charcuterie was magnificent that they had, but it was more about where it was. And the week before that, this magnificent wooden castle.
Wow.
And they had these 17 rooms that had jacuzzi tubs and these looking out at this thing. So the first 2 days, the people, the wedding party and the wedding were there. But the last night, everybody left, and the husband and wife had the magnificent castle to themselves.
Wow.
Which does sound mildly terrifying as well, just to a degree.
Yeah, there must be staff there too. I mean, or is it just there?
I don't think so. It seemed like
they had a groundskeeper.
No, it seemed like there was just a place that you rent, and it's just like, okay, cool, have fun.
Like a gigantic Airbnb.
Yeah, basically.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a very cool location.
I might just have a party there just because I want to.
Honestly,
that would be a terrible thing.
What's it called? What did you say it was called?
It was the Skiesta.
Skiesta. Yeah, no, look at it. I highly recommend it. Like I said, and I'm excited. This weekend we're going to be in Rhode Island doing a magnificent wedding also. And let me tell you about this wedding. And this has to make us feel a little good because they wanted to originally have it on the 13th last weekend. Mm-hmm. And when we told them that we just booked the 13th and we couldn't do the 13th, they moved the wedding to make sure that we were the band.
Wow. Nice.
Not a lot of pressure on you guys at all, just to say.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, we got to make sure we get that rehearsal in Wednesday.
Yeah, you better get that rehearsal in. Oh, is it Wednesday or tomorrow?
If nothing else, you and I will.
Yeah, we can meet up and
make that happen.
Yeah, it's got to. So, yeah, I said this has been just a weird year. Like all of a sudden, we've become popular for weddings where we've always been the day before wedding band. Okay. You know, that party, but this year things are changing. It's really cool, and we had a great time, and like Steph's done a wedding with us too, where we were talking about like the Milford Yacht Club, and but we're for a smaller, non-traditional. Like for your guys' wedding, we would not have been the right band.
Okay.
Not
Well, we made the right decision.
No, you absolutely no. For you, when people ask for a traditional wedding, I will tell everybody you should use a DJ because you have too many
Moving parts
types of music and parts that a band isn't going to be able to do properly.
A lot of requests too.
Yeah, you know,
I think bands could still do it. I mean, you still have, especially bands when they have the horn section.
Right, the traditional wedding band, Motown. But
yeah,
you know what?
Exactly.
To me, a lot of those guys are dry. It's they're
Yeah.
a wedding band.
They're cookie cutter bands.
Yeah,
like they know a lot of songs, but they're you know, if there's any specific stuff like, you know, before the wedding they can't learn all, you know, what they're asking for, you know.
I see.
And like I feel like a band like your band has more of a soul because I feel like these wedding bands, like what we found is that like you don't always, it's not always like a set group of musicians performing together. Like it's like a huge organization. They pull a bunch of people that may not know each other very well. So I feel like having a band that like, I don't know, is a unit and performs at all kinds of different functions is than just like a wedding band that like is pulled like all these different musicians from this huge organization.
Right.
Yeah. We're finding.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're pulling them each from an agency. They just scout out the players and they're like, hey, you're really good. You know, let's have you on this one. Oh, because so-and-so can't make this one. And it's just a band of like sub players. But there are designated wedding bands and, you know, they do it for a living, all of them, and they make a lot of money, you know.
I also love.
I remember.
I was gonna say I loved with your wedding. I loved that you did have the hybrid thing though. You had the percussionist playing with the DJ. That was really cool.
Thank you. That was all Shani's dad. He really wanted it.
That was cool.
So Steph, do you do like photography, videography for weddings? What's
me?
Your thing? Yeah.
Well, no, I just, as far as weddings go, right now, all I've done is perform in them. I'm a singer.
Oh, cool. Okay, I just saw it as Rennie Media, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, S Rennie Media is my social media business.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
So Steph is in charge of the Dilemma Band. She is the person when you see posts and anything out there, any social media and all the stuff that we do. Steph is the person. She is the person who takes companies, not just bands, but she obviously has, because she is a musician, she has a specialty for that. She takes a company, analyzes what they do and what they need. She sits down with them, she figures it out, and then she puts together a program to maximize your abilities to get the most out of what you can do. And that's what she does. But she's also got a magnificent voice and she's a great singer. And so when we need a female singer, when a band, you know, when a wedding couple wants the Dilemma Band, but they're like, hey, you know, we'd really like to have a female voice, it would be Miss Steph Renee, who is the voice who will come jumping in on to save the day on that.
I try.
So, well, on that note, I think it's time for us to go to sleep.
Wow.
I feel you.
This was a pleasure.
Absolutely. Do you two have anything you want to plug before you guys leave and we start the end of our show as well?
Do we anything we want to plug? Are you like wink, wink, nudge, nudging us? Is there something?
No, genuinely.
Actually, Andrew, you should call me in the morning. I will be going to a football game this Sunday with someone that is a partner in one of the largest commercial real estate companies in the country.
Oh, okay.
So you probably should call me tomorrow with a resume.
So, but for context, I work in real estate. I'm sure people could figure that out.
Yes. So I will be going to the Kansas City Chief New York Giant game on Sunday night.
Tell Taylor to say hello.
Yes.
Oh,
I will. I'm sure
wait,
Tay
he's
and I
got
are sitting right next to each other.
Absolutely. What's your fun fact?
I don't. Can I share a closing thought and then you share your fun fact? Or
Love it.
Okay.
I just want to share, the only reason why I want to share my fun fact first is because it relates to what Craig said about the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
But Shani, why don't you share?
No. You.
Okay. Corey and I went to this is unbeknownst to Corey, I'm sure, but we went to high school with a girl who was 2 years younger than me, I believe, who is currently dating a player on the Kansas City Chiefs.
We did?
Yes. Okay. All right. Say Shani will give the plug, and I'm going to find out who the player is.
My closing thoughts. Thank you so much for having us, and I think it's so cool that you guys see like all these different like kinds of weddings, and I feel like they can be so unique and creative, and so I think that's cool. You guys get to like see that through the work you do, and just like thank you for being thank you for being such a special part of our wedding. Like Corey, I felt like you played such a big role in our special weekend, and like Craig, was great having you and your energy there. So just thank you guys.
I love you guys. I adore you guys. It was an absolute honor to be a part of it.
The feelings are mutual, but more importantly, do you know Hunter Norzad?
He's a
big boy.
Okay, he's dating a girl from Avon, Connecticut, who we went to high school with.
Wow. See, I thought you were gonna mention Emily Victoria is her stage name, who is now the country's top Taylor Swift impersonator.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious. When you see the things for Let's Sing Taylor, that's her. Emily. And she's played at weddings with me.
With us.
Wow.
Yes, she's done multiple weddings.
Full circle.
Yeah, but the coolest story, and we said it a few weeks ago on the show, Corey and I were in Merida, Mexico, a few weeks ago. And the only English-speaking channels they have in Merida are from New York. And lo and behold, we're watching the thing, and it talks about Eisenhower Park and the series where they played the Harry Chapin this week. What's the
Let's Sing Taylor. I'm in Mexico, and there's Emily on the screen. I'm like, oh my God.
So Corey immediately,
I text her. I'm like, oh my God,
Emily,
I just saw
I'm
you
in Mexico right now, and I just saw you on TV. Like, how cool is that?
Wow, that's awesome. That is cool.
So yes, but Emily has done 2 weddings with us. 2 cool. Okay, before you guys go, so Shani, we did a wedding once, and Cliff, I don't know if you even know this one, or even Steph or Dave, at the dinosaur exhibit in New Haven.
Oh yeah, at Peabody.
At the Peabody Museum.
Wow.
So how cool is that? We are set up literally by the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Like
it's so cool. I think they had a Brontosaurus, but yeah.
Whatever. And then the cocktail hour was divided. Emily took one section where the precious stones were, and Corey took like the mummy section. We had Cole playing another section. And then at the end of the night, we're down by the dinosaurs, and it was a blast.
Wow.
Unforgettable.
That's amazing. It's like people used to get their COVID vaccines in New York under the whale in the Museum of Natural History.
Yes. That's
and he had a big Band-Aid on his arm.
Wow. That's so cute. That is so cute.
But I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, they would have ridden all the way out.
I might have. Beats the makeshift tent I got mine in.
Yeah, or the line outside Rentschler Field.
Exactly, like in the airport.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I had to thank you guys for on your honeymoon allowing Alicia to store her crap at your house.
Oh, it's our pleasure. And speaking of Alicia, I couldn't help but notice that Alicia's room is your studio.
They don't like me being in my normal office because it doesn't the Wi-Fi is not as good. So Alicia's room is better. Plus, it's not Alicia's room. She moved out. She's not allowed back now. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Is it weird if I ask why Andrew knows that?
Oh. We didn't tell you when Alicia and I used to be married.
Oh my God!
Hey, on this show, anything's possible. I just like that your fun fact was more fun than a heart murmur.
Yeah, did you know
Corey let us all know about his heart murmur. So Alicia and Andrew were in the same grade growing up all the time. So that between Corey, it was Corey, Andrew, and Alicia were always hanging out.
Yes.
That was the hangout crew.
Sorry, can I say one fun fact?
Yes.
Absolutely.
My first kiss was in Alicia's closet, not with Alicia.
I was going to say it wasn't with Alicia.
It was during hide and seek. It was 6th grade, and I probably shouldn't say the name since this is being broadcasted, but it was
because
my
you're
very
next to
first-
your wife, but that's besides the point.
Sixth grade Andrew couldn't have a first kiss. He had to wait until he was 29 and married.
That's right.
Yeah.
There
So
you
I know
go.
this room and particularly the closet exceptionally well.
Well, many people thought you were there for many years. So.
Thank you,
Then I went in to prove them wrong.
Yeah. All right, I got to tell this one story because he brought it up.
Oh God.
So, how many of you guys have ever been to what's the name of the biker bar up in?
Oh my God! Oh my God! The horse, the brass horse.
Okay, so we're at the Brass Horse, which is a biker bar. It's
a roadhouse. It's
a roadhouse.
Probably New England's last real roadhouse.
Right.
By the way,
and, they have music and everything.
2014. It was February of 2014, I believe.
You are absolutely correct.
It was a karaoke at a biker bar. And what was the song that you sang that night?
Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
By Shania Twain.
So he's singing, man, I feel like a woman. And the owner of the hotel and she's like, he's the queerest young man I've ever met in my life.
And this was like a real biker bar. Like this wasn't like a fake biker bar.
This isn't a fake bike. This is the real.
It's a roadhouse. This is like a roadhouse.
Andrew sings this song there, and the owner, she comes up. She's telling Mike Bondra, and then Mike's like, "You're not gonna believe this, but Andrew's straight."
He's like very straight.
Mike was standing up for you that night. He's like, "I know it's hard to believe, but he is." Yes. What made you choose that song at that particular place?
It must have been my grandma had just died, and I guess I wanted to connect.
Was your aunt there too?
Yes, and by the way, my mom was extremely upset because then it was posted online, and she goes, "My mother just died, and you're singing karaoke," and like that's why I remember the date. Because it was a very animated and enthusiastic performance. I said, Grandma would have loved this.
Your grandmother would have
absolutely loved it.
Shani, it is such a shame you never got to meet Carol Tubis. Oh my God.
All right. First of all, Carol Tubis had the greatest taste in men there's ever been. She absolutely did. Let me
Every time she saw my father, Craig Riemann, what a handsome man. What a handsome man.
But remember, she had dementia.
I know, but it doesn't matter. That was
every time she got reminded.
Brought her back to her childhood, her great youth, whenever she saw me.
Yes. Well, hopefully we'll be seeing her in our dreams because it is time to say goodnight.
Yes.
All right. Good night.
Good night, you two. Congratulations again.
A true pleasure. Thank you for having us on the show. This will not be our last time here.
Absolutely. We will see you
later. We'll have to have the diamonds as the day 90 of the marriage. Day
exactly.
1.
Yes, exactly.
Marriage updates.
Yes.
How are they doing? All right.
Exactly.
Where are they now?
Listeners.
Good night, diamonds.
Oh.
All right. Well, we got a real live wedding couple to come on the show, on our wedding show.
So
God, did we bring on the big hitters on our show, huh?
Absolutely. So I guess let's begin the wrapping up of this week of our show with the album of the week. And this week's album of the week is in honor. Tomorrow is a certain member of the panel's birthday. I wonder whose. If you're wondering, it's my father. My father, who I adore. I get to work with you every day, and it is one of the great honors and pleasures of my life. And I mean that absolutely sincerely, that I get to wake up in the morning, I get to come see you, we get to do everything in the world together, and I mean that absolutely, absolutely in the most sincere and wonderful way. So happy birthday, congratulations on this. And with that in mind, our album of the week is from his favorite band.
Oh,
Fragile by Yes, a prog rock masterpiece. One of the great, I think, one of the great covers of all time. The illustration on it's phenomenal, and the music on it is just as illustrated and colorful and wonderful. Steve Howe, Chris Squire, Bill Bruthard, John Anderson. We are talking heavy hitters. So good, so phenomenal. So I figured, let's make that the album of the week for you.
Cool.
And I'm gonna mention something about this because I saw something the other day. I was introduced to Yes in 7th grade. I had an English teacher. His name was Mr. Bennett. May he rest in peace. I saw that he recently had passed away. Mr. Bennett was the cool English teacher that took you. We got to see like Dracula. He took us to Broadway, but he would introduce us to some really cool music. And his favorite group is Yes. So the first time that I ever listened to an album that Yes was Fragile, and he played it in class, and I was like, that is the best music I've ever heard. I was so mesmerized by it. So I Corey, you're an idiot. But anyway, Yes is my favorite band, always was. But I will tell you this: one of the worst concert bands in the history of the world.
Wow.
They're so boring. And I tried it more than once. And if you have the same results multiple times, they're just not good. Because it's cool when you're home listening to it, all that kind of synth and that cool prog rock. But at a stadium or Jones Beach Theater where it's 99 degrees and horseflies attacking you every 5 seconds, it is not a fun band to watch. So sorry. Anyway, Dave, give us where the hell you're going to be.
Saturday, I'll be at Fairfield Comedy Circle in Fairfield, Connecticut. Friday, October 17th, Westport, Connecticut, VFW. I'll leave it at that for now.
All right.
That's my URL. Thank you, Corey.
There we go. Look at Dave's thing right there. Steph, what's going on with you and the Stapleton Band?
We don't have a show until Saturday, September 27th, and we're gonna be playing in Baldwin at this place called the Irish Pub.
How creative!
I know, right? How original.
Corey, you actually played right over there once for an Andrew Sulo wedding. Andrew Sulo birthday party. I was on a wedding theme.
Oh.
So it's like right off Sunrise Highway?
I believe so. I actually haven't checked it out, but it's going to be for this thing called Pub Palooza, and it's going to be a fundraiser festival thing to raise money for the town of Baldwin, I believe, for like holiday lights. It's very interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, there's gonna be 2 bands. I believe we're the band that goes on at 1 p.m. and I believe there's a band that goes on after us. But it's gonna be like from 12 to 8, I think, the whole thing. So it's gonna be fun. And then tomorrow, tomorrow's not public, but tomorrow we're shooting our promo video.
Sick.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. By the way, you know what I have noticed? I have seen Steph do some solo stuff lately with her guitar and singing. So I guess the question would be, when is the first time that we will see a Steph Renee solo show?
Not for a while, because I only know like 5 songs on the guitar.
So,
we're getting there, working on it. But,
all right, because I really enjoyed the songs that you posted the last few days, and I've noticed that your guitar playing is definitely, you're getting there. So I think soon we are going to see a Steph Renee solo show.
Love it.
We'll make it happen. All right.
I'll give quickly. I know he'll hopefully be back soon. James has his podcast, Common Everyday People podcast. They just came out with a first new episode in a while this week. The gang was talking about coming back, kind of like we did last week. And then also because he's here.
Yes. So this Thursday, my plug, Corey and I are going to be doing a duo set at Windsor Town Hall in Windsor, Connecticut at 6:30 p.m. I'm going to be playing this guy, this little mandolin guitar. And Corey's going to be doing the harmonica, guitar, maybe keys.
Maybe keys.
Maybe
I have no
keys.
issue with keys.
Yeah, so we're still figuring everything out, but that's my plug for this week.
Cool.
Well, and then on Saturday, the two of you are playing a wedding. Not that we need to plug the wedding. We just did a whole show on weddings.
But
we will...
coming up, you can check out the DilemmaBand.com. You can check out all the events that Steph makes for the Dilemma page. And yes, November 8th, I think we can officially put out the official note. I know we mentioned it last week. I will be doing a birthday show at the Talcott Mountain Collective for my 30th. We're going to be doing a can drive for gifts of love. We're going to, do a mini Harry Chapin set. There's going to be special guests. We're going to make it happen. We love to see that. Yeah.
We got a lot of people coming from Long Island. I've been told. I know Dave and Robin are coming. I know Steph will be there. We might have a certain guitar player and drummer show up as well. Unless they get more money from somewhere else. But I think it's a possibility that we get some people. Maybe I can convince my sister and some of the others to come up on this particular one.
You might even come.
I would love to see my nephew. I really don't care about him. I want to see his kid.
I want to see the baby.
I want to see Jax. I mean, Jax is cool. I feel like I have an Australian nephew. Jax Sopel. It just sounds Australian. But yeah, so we got lots going on. You know, it's funny, in October, you have a lot of shows, but I don't even know if you have a band. Is there a band show? There's a
Isn't the TJ
TJ
Burritos
one? Yeah, but this mostly I think like a couple of solo gigs for Corey.
Yeah, you've got like solo gigs almost every week. You got two. It looked like when I was looking at it, 2 solo shows each week, and you got a bunch of solo shows.
Yeah, that's good.
And I'm excited for the one. I mean, I'm excited for. I like going to every single show, and I especially like your solo shows. But the Little Red Barn.
Yes.
You know, it's weird because I was part of opening that with their CO2 and helping them with the beer. And because of whatever reason, scheduling, Corey has never played there, but his picture's been on the wall the whole time that they've had a place.
It's been there. And you know, their cousin is like one of my best friends in the entire freaking world. I've gone there. I've drank there plenty of times. I've seen some great music there. And I'll be there to ruin that streak.
Well, perhaps that's why they've never invited you before. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, yeah. So we're way past due.
Absolutely. Even with our extending for my horrible technical difficulties at the beginning and why we were late, but that's okay. It was my fault. But yes, with that in mind, everybody go donate to your local food bank. Enjoy every sandwich. We will catch you next week when we talk about, I don't know what, but you'll find out soon enough. And with that in mind, with that note there, we love you guys. Happy Dilemma-Monday. Happy birthday, Dad. We love you. Catch you next week.